More tests. Test. Let me see how this looks. Okay. Alright, first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology. I'm sorry, ILG Infusion Light Energy Gain. Kind of doing some research here on something. Infusion Light Energy Gain Technology Screens. So we're looking at different ways on how to build screens, which involve multi-screens, like 3 screens into 1 screen or 2 screens into 1 screen, and how it reacts to the projector. Even the color of the screen reacts to the projector. Starfield is what I'm going to need to see. So all these little small screens you see here with us with is to build bigger screens, but you got to start somewhere. You got to start off with smaller versions of them first, and then after that you can gradually build into the big ones. And this is what these little screens help us with. Give us an understanding of what we're trying to put together here. And we like to have a screen that's transparent, that's clear. You turn it on and the image transfers through like if we were to do, let me see, something with a special effect to it. Not that.
Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel. Our clinically proven gel matrix formula magnifies the...
We can give off an image we can see right through it on the other end. I need 2 projectors for this, 2 small ones. What happens if we take a projector on the opposite side and push an image through that side, which we know the image can't transfer through, it only stops at the back of the screen. This is where you start learning about light, how it transfers, how it processes. That's where all that comes in from. I like to document myself, so everything I have, I document it. So I can always come back to it later on and look through it and say, hey, this is where we started here, and this is where we started building there. So it helps me with what I'm doing and what I'm putting together. Now, some people may feel that we do all these videos for tons of views and stuff like that. It's just mainly research, get understanding what we're doing. Pretty much what all that comes down to. A lot of research. This coming week I have to design 4 different screens and see how they're going to react. start them off smaller first, and then we build them bigger. The screen I was just showing off, and then we're building a 3 tile at 24 by 36, and one's going to be a 48 by 24, so we can get the proper measurement on how much that's going to cost me to ship out. A lot of late night work. There's people in the building right now working. Right now, everybody's burning the midnight candle to try to get ahead. So it's nice to be around other peers that are trying to do the same thing I'm doing. I mean, we've been doing it for a while, but this is a whole new different section for our company. We've done physical screens, but not on this level. My charge died. Oh, it didn't die. It's fully charged. What the dickens was that all about? That's the surface that we coated a few days ago. Fabric that we coated with the that technology. Before we coated metal, fabric, several different surfaces to see how it would react. The problem you have with outdoor projection screens is they turn into massive sailboats because the wind hits it, it blows the screen and pushes it all over the place. One of the things I was studying is micro mesh, because if air can travel to the screen, that means the screen basically stays in the same area. It doesn't go anywhere. So that's what I'm working on for working with micro mesh, but the image has to be to show one solid image. So a lot of research goes in. I share these videos because at the end of the day, it shows at the end of the day, it's not just splashing stuff around. It's a lot of research, a lot of math, a lot of stuff that goes in to building screens. And that's what I want to get into. I want to get into the point of actually construction and building my own projection screens. Which I'm going to be doing soon. Come on, play nice. That is Aztec coated onto fabric. This surface, that makes it so different from any other surface, can absorb sunlight. That's what makes a difference. That surface can absorb 100,000 lux of sunlight. There's something special in it.
I look after seniors here at the nursing home. Most of them pay for it through Medicaid. So come.
Now, I don't want y'all to take this as bragging, but when we explain to you that how far we are in our technology and projector mapping and everything else, we're building our own screens now. We're past the screen paints. We're past that era now. The whole object now is we have a new technology that will allow us to build any screen we want out of anything, including curtain, which is now coated with ad text. And if you notice, when we put fabric against our screens, they come up real dark. They don't pick up white light. If it's coated with that technology, it can read white light. It can function just like a normal screen. So this stuff is way different. This stuff allows for the screen to pull all the contrast and color in one hit. Isn't it interesting? And we had this technology a long time ago, nanotechnology. About 8 years back we had it. But the problem we have with the nano is that it couldn't absorb a lot of light. This stuff is different. So Aztec has 67 versions of itself. But it also has the ability to convert surfaces into all kinds of interesting things at the end of the day. It's pretty cool what it does. And thus and behold, this is what we're going to be using for our new hologram technology. Screen that you can really take anywhere you want, project the map and applications, hologram special effects, and we can make them as big as we want. We can make them 300 by 300. It's a one code application. It takes minutes for it to activate. Drying time is extremely fast. So it allows us to be the mass producer at a large level with no problem whatsoever. Fully weatherproof. You dunk them, submerge them underwater. And now, yes, I ran a couple of the washers and dryers. They don't crack, peel, nothing. So the ad tech was given to us so we can begin the process of developing and designing our own physical screens, whatever we want to make them out of. You know, that would definitely be acoustic because sound could push right through it with no problem. That's when you had people up there saying that, oh, we have ad tech. No, you don't have ad tech. You don't even understand what ad tech is. Sun Keller, you don't understand what that stuff is. You don't know the first beginning of what ad tech does. I look forward to seeing the research behind ours. If you claim to have it, see you outside at 12 o'clock. I plan to be out there. See, this is what I mean by people who jump the gun and think automatically that you're us, that you have the same technology we have. You don't have that. Because we're showing technology and we're turning around and do something crazy off like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Yeah, because you don't have it. Been through this already before. So if you have ad tech, where's your demonstrations of ad tech and absorb sunlight? You can pick up images and fully lit environments, tons of lighting. It's designed to absorb light. If you have ILEG technology, why are you in the dark? Because you don't have our technology, that's why. They're copycats. I find it interesting that they say we're all these bad things, but yet they copy us and they want to be us. Copy our specification sheet, copy our labels, copy our names, everything. But we're supposed to be the bad guys. No, it comes down that they want to be us, but they can't be us because they don't know what they're doing. You ever seen this thing before? I never showed it to you. It's been sitting on the shelf for at least about a month. I just decided to show it off today. Always say, never worry about what you can see, worry about what you can't see. You wouldn't even know this thing even exists if I didn't put it on camera. This is going to be pretty cool. So, involving the mesh technology or mesh screens, this is just the ad tech that's on it. But we have a special version which we call under the H2O. It's kind of like a liquid screener or something. I can't say too much about it, but it's a crazy coating. And that coating is being engineered for surfaces like this. AdTech has its own type of coating. The technology you have for the black screens and basically for doing rear projection for ultra short throws. And then we have this technology from AdTech, something new that we're working on. Now, how does this come in handy? Well, you have people in the plays, do plays and stuff like that. They have to change out all that scenery, the trees and all that stuff. Imagine you never have to change that out. They can all be projected right in. No problem.
Oh, just got an online offer from Comics.
Yeah, come on, move it on.
When migraine strikes, do you question the trade-offs of treating? Ubrelvy is another option.
It just showed the door shut and the battery was full. Come on, you kidding me? Let me see. Yeah, we got a full battery. Okay. I'm curious. I'll see something for a minute. Let me go back to this right here. Let's see something. Oh, heck yeah. Sheesh. Are you freaking kidding me? It picks up from that angle? Oh, yeah, this is going to be beast. Opposite side. Ho, ho, ho. It picks up on the opposite side. Crystal clear from one end to the next. Oh, it's using a bleed through. That's what it's doing. Bleed throughs can do that. Wow. That's going to be exciting. Man, we got to start picking out our sizes for these things. Oh, we can do big sizes on these. We can do, man, three. The biggest one I've seen in the mesh is 300 inches by 300 inches. We could do one of those. I got to send it to a buddy of mine. He's a movie guy. Has his own movie studio. I got to send him this down. He's going to get a kick out. Like, what? When are they going to develop that? When is it going to be coming out? Gotta have it right now. Yep. He has a movie studio. He's been working with a lot of our stuff. He's actually one of the guys who bought the product that we had over here. He has that. I got to contact him for some pictures too. Let me see. That is freaking crazy. It pulls up from all different sides. All right. We're going to have to coat a bigger piece. A much, much bigger piece. This is a small sample because I had a surface of it laying around. I said, you know, let's coat this, see what happens. And it's sitting in there for the longest time. I haven't figured what to do with it. So I'm going to go get it today and just play around with it. I figured out why my charge is saying my battery saying it's fully good. It's good to go. All right. So it can show a solid image. I'm seeing this right here for show solid images. Yeah, it can. It can produce solid images. The neon is off my screen in the back. Oh, we can do holograms with this because we can shape it any way we want. We can literally shape the screen any way we want. And I'm pretty sure we're some projector mapping applications. We're going to get some crazy ideas off this. So the last screen paints we're making is the quantum we have here, and we have a projector mapping application, which has to be a spray-on application for that. Everything else is all screens after this. We're doing all screens. And that's what the AdTech does. 67 properties in the AdTech will allow us to do whatever we need to do. So the hologram technology I'm using for this too. Let's see what the white levels look like on this. Oh, Merry Christmas. That is freaking awesome. That is super sweet. Now, of course, when we do these, we got to do one screen without coding, one screen with coding, as we always usually do. We can make our blackout cloth materials. I want to just in different blackout cloths, but still same scenario. In the blackout cloth materials, you can see through them, but you can't pick up other objects. Like you can see that bar running across, you won't be able to see that. This is a different type of material. Let me see if I can do that. I gotta test this thing in sunlight. I'm gonna see exactly how much this thing can take in. Yeah, let me see. And before summer starts, we're gonna have like 10, 20 different types of screens. This right here is crazy because again, we can build these things as big as we want. And the application coding, when I applied it on, it took one transfer to get it to actually activate. That was it. I just haven't had the time to show it off. But man, this is crazy. Oh, we can replace these for the monster screens in the back. These are much better. They're already pre-coded. You don't have to do any of the work.
Unexpected surprise inside every Kinder Joy.
Colors are popping nice and high. Here's the command. Oh shoot. Yeah, colors. With the lights right on top. Doesn't phase it. That's what ad tech does. Doesn't make a difference. We can basically the lights right on top of it, 50 lumens on the drop, and we still can pick up with no problem. So the mesh is gonna be sick. Alright, gotta get a mesh surface in, get it coated, and build a stand for it and everything. Definitely gonna do that. You can take it outside and play around with it. That's pretty cool. Wow. That's clean. That's funny. This supposed to be testing. I did got my good test of the front transparent, but this right here, I decided to throw this in here because sometimes in demonstrations, I'll just throw weird stuff in there, stuff we've been working on. Might have throw it in there while we're here. I got way too much 29 for on that one. Come on, man, you're doing way too much on that one. Oh, let's get this one. Just throw stuff in there. We got the metal screens on that side already. The aluminum. I finally found a company that'll do that for us, which is gonna be interesting. Aluminum, clear aluminum, and visible aluminum, which is weird. I still can't get over that stuff. Translucent aluminum. I didn't even know they made anything like that. Let me see. 4K. Oh, no. We got it on here anyway. It'll pick it up. Snow picks up. Let me see.
At Dog Chow, we believe helping dogs live their...
Well, if we didn't change it, we would definitely be back at the laundromat again, washing this thing over and over again to make sure it's not going to crack or peel. There's so many different versions of mesh. Gonna have to try at least 10 or 20 of them to see exactly what reaction we can get from each one. I got a good idea what I want to use for my screens. It's like somebody sat back and said, "Oh, he must be a scammer. He makes all these different... God makes all that technology. You do know that, right? Everything we have is made by God. You're going to see a lot more than this. There's so much more. This is not even funny. We have no idea how much more there is. There's so much more. Let's only make that statement. You just don't believe in God, do you? You think God has limitations? Like he can't do certain things? He's blocked. That's all. He can't bless his Christians, but they do amazing things. You read the Bible? Read the Bible, you understand. We make a foolish statement like that. Projection chess table. That is definitely... Yeah, because those projectors have that upside down, and we can coat that glass, can actually project the chessboard right to the table. Oh, there's a lot of stuff we can do with this stuff, man. Imagine how hot that would be to have a projection chess table. Or you could change the boards out at will. And we got the sensor system coming in pretty soon to allow us to manipulate the board. Oh, that'd be freaking sick. So that's why I said we have gotten past the wall. The everyday wall people paint on. We're getting to a point now we're developing our own screens. That's what I want. I've always said that I wanted to develop our own screens, but our own coatings. I don't want to go to the traditional screens. I don't like the way they're built. I don't like the way they're designed. They kind of suffocate our creativity when it comes to what we're building and designing. We want to make our own screens. We want something different. I want something that separates me from traditional projection screens. We've already did the whole thing with paints. We've done so much testing on different forms of screen paints, we've separated ourselves from paints. Now we're separating ourselves from physical screens. I want something different that no one else has. That's what people have to understand. Negativity does not discourage me. It makes me work harder. I'm a person who likes to prove what I can do. If the odds are against me, I'll still go in. I'm going to prove what I can do. Just saying this, there's so many things we can do with it. Oh my, there's just so much stuff we can do with this material. We can literally use this for, if we want to build our own kind of clubhouses for kids, we can make the roof, as long as it's flame retardant and all that stuff, of course, has fast house safety boots and all that stuff, definitely has to do that. But imagine the roof inside of your kids set up being a screen, and they can put a projector and they can watch movies off it inside their little huts. It's got to be cool. So I don't know what. I want one for myself. I'm a grown up. Or you can net one of these outside, and you can lay down, and you can look at the screen upward. Ooh, even better. Those gazebos that have that mesh material on them for the mosquitoes, you could turn that whole entire thing into a projection screen in there. There's so much stuff we can do with this. I actually did something like that. When we had the deck, I had this mesh that came down over top of it. I coated the underneath of it, so that way when I'm watching movies, I can look up and I can see the stars right there on top of me. I didn't do anything with that. Now we're going to do something with it. Hey, taco. There's taco. All right, let's see what else we got up here. We have to. I got to. I got to. We had a gaming mesh coming out, so we'll work with that too. The gaming mesh. Look how crazy the white, that was cool. No, it's funny. The landlord, the person who owns the building, he's a Pac-Man junkie. Yep. He's like, you like Pac-Man? I freaking love Pac-Man. One of my all-time favorite arcade games. All right, let's begin. Oh. I know I'm going to do it this giant. I'm doing a giant screen. I'm doing it with it. I should have like Pac-Man competitions, and we got to rent out. Oops, we're gonna rent out a driveway, not a driveway. You know what I'm talking about, like a parking lot area, and we're gonna do a Pac-Man competition. They should have one up here in Allentown, like a Pac-Man competition. Would be awesome. Appreciate the winning prize, you know. There'll be a lot of old schools out there. I actually built a Pac-Man projection screen one time. I'm definitely gonna build me another one. Whee! Gee, we jammed this board up, did we not? Jeez. Yeah. Oh! Where'd he go? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I know you're there somewhere. Alright, I got blocked on that wall. Oh, where are you? Alright, I'm loving that. That's freaking cool. Alright, let me get back to my other area. Alright, get something to build, straighten out this mesh a little bit better. And then I go from there. Gotta shoot a short video and go pop over to Facebook. Yeah, because anything we load here, we load it to other platforms. Other platforms get the same thing we have here. So For some reason, we have a problem with doing movies here, so we load them at the other platform. The other platform's got all these tons of movies and stuff because then we're relaxed. At the end of the day, we only do a certain amount of minutes, so that way we're not breaking any guidelines, and then we're chill with it over there. And on top, I got a chance to meet some pretty cool people over there, so YouTube's a little bit too critical. And on top of that, we've noticed that we can tell who files these fake complaints against us because they're jealous. But just to let you know, your efforts are for nothing because, again, as I told you before, you can't stop our progress. As you can see, every time we turn around and put the camera on, we're always working on something crazy. Can't stop God's progress. You'll notice that. You'll turn on and watch everybody else's stuff. It'll be the same thing day in and day out. Our screen paints constantly change all the time. Wait until the middle of next week. Wait to see the stuff we got coming up. It's going to be absolutely insane. We're just getting started on some of the cool stuff going to be showing up. I got so many different materials we're going to be converted into projection screens. And then we got this new spray coming out for us. Anything we blast with this stuff automatically converts it, bam, to a TV. Yeah, we got this brutal spray coating technology. That's it. It takes one coat application. It bleeds through just about anything it hits. And when you hit something with it, dries in no time at all and converts it automatically into a screen. Anything we want to hit that thing with. Car doors, whatever we want. This table, anything we want with it. Yeah, it'll take out, mind you, the technology we're blessed to have from the door is already designed to take out certifieds. It's designed to be ultra short cell compatible. It's designed to work with projector mapping, interactive technology, and also it's designed to do that from the door. We've never had a problem with something saying, oh, it won't run on this, it won't run on that. Not going to happen here, not going to happen there. And that new coating we got in the day, yeah, that thing will transfer anything we hit it with. And nope, not for sale. So we're going to do some demonstrations with it, showing off how amazing our coating is. We're going to take a whole bunch of different surfaces, and we're just going to blast those suckers and then slide a TV next to it, and you're going to be able to tell one from the other. Or it's giving us the ability to make our technology at a rapid pace, so that way we can have everything we need when the time comes, or whatever he has plans for us. Ah, did we discover Mr. Kitty Kitty? We did do Mr. Kitty Kitty. Wow. Definitely, I did you right here. I was like, what? Yeah, definitely. What? That's one thing I love about the lure is that when I'm basically getting into that whole, protecting our company, lure stuff, say don't get involved, don't bother yourself, don't waste your time. You know what I mean? You got other things to do right now. You got other things you got to work on. You got so much stuff. You don't have time for all that nonsense. And he's right, 100%. We got this. We got illuminated screens. We got the clear screens there. We got this transparent black screen. Got this other TV screen. That thing over there. We got a shifting technology that shifts. People love that stuff. We can turn that thing to any color we want with that shifting technology. Yeah, we can actually change the color of it. That's what the Sugar Plum Fairy, those screens, all those screens are coming up. Them glass screens, yeah, they're different colors. They're not black, they're actually different colors, but they can shift contrast. That's what that stuff does. That's what that's for. So you're looking at a glimpse of future technology of what we're working on. Yeah, Sugar Plum Fairy is actually a purple screen. It's purple or violet, some weird strange color. But anyway, it can shift contrast, like a black screen. That's literally what you're seeing behind you, that technology we showed off. I know about gaming technology. We can change the color of our screens, or if we want, we can basically paint over different colored plexiglass, and it automatically shifts its contrast levels. We have a heightener that allows the screen to be able to read high white light. It's a black screen can do to read very high white levels that allow them to be able to blend into gray screens. And a white screen, virtually impossible, cannot turn that screen unwatchable. So with that being said, having the element to control contrast and white levels gives us the ability now to be able to color our screens any way we want. And we kind of showed you that technology a long time ago with a screen paint we call the exotics. That was future technology. You know why you never saw them again? Because they were being engineered for future technology. Anytime you see some wild card screen pop up out of nowhere, yeah, it's being engineered for future technology, like now, which we can use it at. A screen I called an out curve. It was a projection screen that I designed it slightly curved just enough that allowed you to be to see the center of the screen and both sides from left to right. When you move from left to right, the screen looked like it was actually coming at you in 3D. That particular technology and how we shape that screen is being designed for the new screens we just showed you, which we had the soda bottle and the water running through it. That's a whole new different formula we're developing with that, with a surface that basically wraps around the product and gives it kind of a 3D kind of animation look to it. All future technology. That's why I say when people get up there and say, oh, we know them. No, trust me, you don't know me. You come nowhere close to what I do. You're still stuck on the wall in dark environments. We passed that already. Watched all those demonstrations of me taking that $60 projector and producing it on these fully lit environments. I realized we passed you already for doing that on a $60 machine. And you got people sitting up there on these $3,500, $4,000, $5,000 projectors, and you can't do that. You should have realized that we passed you and we can project off a ceiling. That should have told you something right there. I got a buddy of mine that told me, said they don't realize it. I said, apparently they don't. Nobody got the memo. You didn't realize that? If I'm out there projecting an image off a ceiling with the lights on, this is the same ceiling that washes out their screens. You didn't pick up on that yet? Or we're outside doing these demonstrations, outside with all this light. You didn't see the smoke tin? That screen absorbs sunlight right outside. You didn't see the future and all that? We did all the tests on certified screens. There's dozens and dozens and stacks of certified screens we had in our arsenal because we were learning the other technology. We're learning basically how not only to adapt, but be able to overpower screens. And take none of that in consideration because we were too busy hating. That's why I didn't realize that we're actually getting ready for now. Which now with AdTech in place, again, there's nothing to stop that technology. It absorbs sunlight. You can't get around that. That's the highest source of ambient light that will destroy a screen is sunlight, and we've learned to conquer it. And that's why I sat there in the video and said, that once you conquer the sun, you can go anywhere you want. This technology can read anywhere in any environment. Sorry about that. Gotta have that 100% confidence you trust your product. And if there's any doubt in there, your product is going to fail. Now I gotta paint a sphere. Some ball, like a glass ball. A dome. A different coated dome. Yep. I have that confidence. I know. I have that faith. It's like a person who fakes their exam. Sooner or later you're gonna have to take it. Sooner or later, it's gonna be out it. Gotta cross that road sooner or later. It's best to be able to cross all roads at 100% than cross them at 50%. Because you're still gonna have to cross the road regardless of whether you like it or not. That's why I put my trust in God, because everything we have comes from Him. That's how high the white levels are. I gotta make a suit. I gotta make a suit out of this. A projection suit. All kinds of stuff I can do with it. All kinds of stuff. Now, see, for most people, some people are looking at this and maybe they're a little bitter and upset. That's not my problem at the end of the day. We got other people that are looking at this and thinking, gee, what I can do with this at the end of the day when he launches this. Some people got plans for our technology on things they want to do. No more being stuck to the traditional nonsense. I do got to contact the company that makes these projectors. I hope they make bigger ones because these portables are nice. That is the only knockoff projector that literally works with our screen. I mean, it works on everything we throw at it. I don't know what. For a fact, it's the DOP projectors. But man, it's a really good projector. That Maxsonic? I saw that the first time ago. Like, oh heck no, we're not gonna run that thing at the end of the day. But that thing works perfectly on everything we use. It's not even name brand. It's not even a ViewSonic or any ones we support. But we do support those. Well, that's good to know that every time we turn around, we can never get bored. Because I was like, man, okay, so I've done the rear screens and stuff like that. Then I forgot we had this sitting back there. And I thought to myself, hey, let's put this up here. Let's see what happens. I haven't had a chance to show this off yet. Which is interesting because that's literally what happened with AdTech. AdTech was sitting on top of the my refrigerator for 2 weeks. Well, I was gonna throw it in the trash at first, and we shouldn't. You know what I mean? We get a lot of stuff, man. But I was gonna throw it in the trash, and I got bored one Sunday. I was like, I wonder what this does, and stuck it in front of the projector. And I was like, oh shoot! Like this thing was working like that Smoke 10 we had, that ambient projection Smoke 10. And then I stuck it near the window, and that's how light went through it, absorbed it, picked up, and I was like, huh. And this is when I was over at the carrying place. I was like, I'm gonna stick this thing in the window in sunlight. Wonder what happens. And boom! When that thing blew through the window, I was like, we got a whole new form of technology. So curious to see what else can AdTech do. We made another version of it. We made several versions of it, and AdTech basically finding out, my Lord has explained to me, is that it has multiple applications. There's a skill tree attached to it. So whatever it touches in different forms that we make it, it converts it automatically. If we can pick up that 50 lumens on the table, we can read any word this stuff. Look at the colors. So this will wash out. You know, there's constantly light pushing back and forth through this screen. So I got to go call some people tomorrow. I got some people making us customized screens for us, and yeah, we're going to the fabric store and have a ball down there. What can we turn into a projection screen? You know how much fabric there is out there on the market? Like how much of that fabric we can turn into a projection screen? And I got people asking, like, oh, why don't you sell? No, we will never, ever sell that technology, ever. Not in the screen paint form, no, we won't. And at this time, it makes it easier for us. You know how easier it is to ship, and I went through this before SHIP. I went through this before with somebody overseas. They bought a lot of paint from us. They bought like something like 10 gallons of paint from us. You know how much a headache that was to ship overseas? You have to go through all this freaking paperwork because, again, it's a chemical. It's a liquid. It's a chemical at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to. Whether it's water-based enough, it's still a chemical. Oh, man, they wanted so much paperwork on this, that, and the other to make sure it wasn't hazardous or explosive or whatever, so and so and so. You can get away with a court here and there. You know what I mean? As long as you still got some paperwork on it, whatever, you know what I mean? Got something on it. But other than that, you're talking about 10 gallons of it? Yeah, that's kind of a headache. And I went through this the last time when I had the other contract. It's better if it's coated onto a surface. Because again, it's not considered to be a hazard material once it's coated onto a surface, which makes it much easier. And what I had some people doing, they were buying the paint and they were coating the screens in the warehouse and shipping them over because it's much easier to do it that way. It doesn't require a ton of paperwork. And on top of that, the surface is already pre-coated. You got screens because that's what they're going to do with it anyway. They weren't going to sell it off as a screen paint. They want to coat it onto a surface and sell it off as a screen. I was like, well, why don't you just coat the surface here and just ship it back over there? And they're like, ain't a bad idea. There you go. And the fabric screens I like better because the fabric screens can be folded up. They can be compressed in those small little bags and shipped over. As long as the surface is wrinkle free. As you can see, this is not a wrinkle free surface. This is a micro mesh surface. What we're using with micro mesh, all the surfaces will have a wrinkle free spandex kind of memory surface so that we can ball it up, put it in a little bag, send it to you, and just stretch it out and be done with it. But this would be great if you're doing a scenery for a play. Of course, you would use all ultra short those for that. The ultra short those would have to fit right up on top of the screen. In the edge blending technology, just blend it all in together, and you can basically change out your scenery at will, which would be pretty cool. Always bumping into people, always give me the most craziest ideas. And they'll run it past me and say, hey, what do you think about that? Do you think that's possible? I said, yeah, it's possible. We can do that. Chances are we already did it already. But as you can see, even in that application we have here, this will not work on gray and white. It's not going to function. If people get mad and get upset, hey, it is what it is. You can't get that to work. It won't work at all. And everything is going to be in the dark all the time, even in the dark. Thanks to this stuff, it doesn't even work right and correctly. Which reminds me, let me turn my lights on. Ooh, that is going to be breathtaking. We make these things into outdoor projection screens. One of the things we're going to be doing with it, definitely outdoor projection screen with it. Man, this is going to be beautiful. Lights flashing in the back, that's from the cloud system and the entertainment center. Giant screen we got in the back. Let me get a pen. Yep, it's going to get to a point where we only have 2 screen paints, everything else is all physical. Acoustic screens, front transparent screens, black technology. The black screens are gorgeous. Those screens are absolutely beautiful. So many performance of technology. We get our own motorized projection screens, we can blast that stuff with that too. All the motorized projection screens will have that coating on them. Say what you want. Mm, mm, mm. Well, as I do testing, we have stumbled upon other things. Other things to work on. Wait till you see the H2O. We had an H2O technology. It's crazy. It looks like it's liquid. It's not even liquid. It's a projection screen, but it's crazy looking. They're going to be used for like fish tank, virtual fish tanks. And if you're doing a scenery at a play, this stuff would be amazing. Wait, that's his people. I'll say, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. He'll be able to like, where? Where are the squirrels? Where are the squirrels? Do this again. Yeah, this would be amazing. I think I got performance arts around here somewhere. We got to donate to one of these things, and see how they like it. So I give you fire. Usually I don't do demonstrations with the lights out, but I figure, let's see. Usually I don't do that. Oh, we definitely have to. Oh, the apple. No, not a Mac fan. Never. I'm just never clicked on me. I do love their logos, though. I love their logos. I like how they design it with the artwork and all that. I do love that about Mac, and I like their dashboards. And the first time I saw the Mac dashboard, I thought it was pretty cool looking. But no, I'm not a Mac guy at the end of the day. Never will be. Got plenty of my friends that are all Apple friends. They're like, "Would you be Apple?" Like, ain't for me. I don't dig that whole tracking device thing. It kind of freaks me out. Not into Apple. I don't even like being in the Apple stores. I don't. I don't discriminate against anybody for wanting to use the technology or what they use it for, but if they were to give me free Apple products, I'd just give them to my friends because I don't really get into Apple like that. So if they give me free stuff, I'll just give it to other people. Here you go. So if something that gave me like a limited edition, something cool, I'd keep it in a box or something, but I never would open it up or ever use it because I'm not a big Apple fan. But I do like the logos. Look at that fire right there. This one made me break out some marshmallows. Now watch, my buddy's gonna see this and be like, whoa, what is that? This one's getting a giant screen put in, the panels. Like, what is that? Not a mesh system you're building. So it's a mesh system building. Well, you gotta tell me when. Yeah, he's gonna have all my stuff all over his place. We gotta figure out, we have to build a mesh system for this. Something slick. And a nice black case or something, like frame or something really sick with it. Gotta build something cool with it. So if I would make it a little bit more micro, so that way you wouldn't see any objects pushing through it. the air can flow right through it. And yeah, some people say, well, we can do the same thing. No, you can't. You can't absorb sunlight. That's going to be your problem. The contrast levels don't pick up correctly because you don't have to understand white light to begin with. That means it throws the balance off completely, which I've seen that in test demonstration or no test demonstrations whatsoever, I can tell you that much. So you got to understand black technology. You don't get it. If you did get it, we would have somebody matching. Mind the matching better demonstrations are not just for one person; they're for companies too. We launched those toward companies, the big boys. They can't match your stuff. It would have been done by now. I literally got a Google challenge out there. Been sitting out there since 2019, and no one's touched it. And I literally sat there on camera and said, "We challenge everybody." I'm putting out a calling card to see if there's anyone who can match your stuff. So no, I haven't seen anybody. So we know whatever we say, we're going to press it to a surface, knock yourself out, press it to a surface. But I guarantee you won't be to take the screen. And I guarantee you, nothing like our technology. We can upgrade our stuff at will. Now, if I decided that I want to get rid of screen paints forever, look, boom, we got that. But there'd be no purpose in getting rid of screen paint. I want to be able to have both sides of the party. So with that being said, that gives customers a chance to be able to customization for the certain screens they might want to have. Some people like painting their screens in. We have that. And then you have some people at the end of the day want physical screens. Can't have paint everywhere. Because again, it's funny, can't paint everywhere. Because in some of these places you go to, like I was in a hospital, I told you, I was sitting there waiting for the doctor to come in. I decided to go take a little walk around the unit. And I was in the conference room, and I saw this beautiful 4K BenQ they had sitting up in the ceiling, short throw. And I'm like, hey, can you turn that on? I want to check it out real quick. I'm in the projectors. And she was nice enough to turn it on, but first she let me get the lights. Yeah, that projector would put my machine to shame on so many levels. And sat there and said, let me get the lights so she can improve the picture quality. And I said, well, why would you turn the lights on? I'm just curious. And she said, because the picture quality is really bad, and it improves the projector if you turn the lights up. Isn't that messed up? Yep. And here I come back and I got this projection system that I can set up fully lit freaking cheap projectors, and they're in there with that expensive projector in the hospital. I have to turn the lights off so you can see the image better. Kind of got to go back and forth on that because you can't read memos or anything they're giving you if the lights are out. So that's what gets me at the end of the day. I'm thinking, well, you know, if we're going to do a screening here, chances are they're not going to paint in here because, again, you know, hospital and all, x-ray room, you know, they'd rather have a screen they can install in, just like they had the frame here. So that's when I thought I had to have a physical screen. We need one. That's why we're out here. YouTube is okay, but I need people to know my stuff. So I need to be out here to advertise myself everywhere and any place I can go. That's what I plan to do. And that's it. And people want to cry and whine at the end of the day because we know why you do it. Look, we got two options, you know. Simple and plain. Now I got time for games. I'm very busy, as you can see. Always working on something new. Walking into a courtroom, that's it. Being you and a judge, that's all. Simple and plain. There's no hard thing about that. I got time for no YouTube videos or blah, blah, blah. If you did claim you had our product and you did a false demonstration, then we'll sue you. That's what's going to happen. You'll paint my screen in the courtroom. I'll have you paint it. So you know how badly you want to mess your life up. That's easy to do. It's easy to mess it up. It's hard to get it back together. Imagine somebody that jealous of your product, they're willing to wreck their life over paint. And it's funny because the people I talk to, like, well, what the frick was it all for? I said, paint. Guy was jealous of her products. If you were as good as we are, you wouldn't have 5 screen paints. I mean, 400. We'll probably pass 400 now. I think one of the sites has something roughly around 400 something paints. The other one has about 120, 130. You have any idea how much product it is testing? That's why we have like 12,000 videos on YouTube showing all our stuff tested. If you were anywhere near my category, you wouldn't even be to match what I do on a daily basis. And right now, we're actually upping the number because every time we make something new, it ups my number on how much stuff we make. Same 5 screen paints for how many long? 5 years? Everybody else like 5. Same stuff, the same stuff. I haven't seen anything change in the certifieds either. Only person I've seen change was Diamond. Diamond's the only one that came up with a black screen. Everybody else had the same screens that they had last year and the year before that. That was the only company I've seen upgrade their stuff. Only one. And the last update I seen for Daylight was the Parallax 2.0. That was it. But you know, consider the fact that they're making millions of dollars, and people only know them right now. So they got comfortable. But I'm pretty sure they're watching me. So the only thing they were happy about is the fact that I stayed on YouTube. I stayed on the website. I didn't go onto the mainstream. I'm not in their expos or shows or whatsoever. They ain't got nothing to worry about. Come to me. But now they do, because we're making physical screens now, and we do plan to be in expos just like they're in their expos. So sooner or later, we're going to bump into each other, and it's not going to go well because they're not even ready for us. They got too comfortable. I'd have been developing a black screen. The minute I found out somebody had a black screen, they got what? Oh, we got to make a black screen. Just in case. You never know. See how smart Diamond is? What Screen Innovation is? They made a black screen. And they must have been watching something. Because we had it first. We can let it go to court and argue that. I had a black screen way before they did. When they had our black screen, they still had the Black Diamond 1.4. So we had black technology first. So they must have learned something from somewhere. So for a person to get on YouTube and say out of their mouth that black screens are obsolete and they're this, that, and the other, and not worth your time, and gray screens are better, man, you couldn't be more wrong than you could possibly be more wrong. If that was the case, then why did Diamond develop a black screen? Simple and plain. Yeah, why don't you look it up? I think it's called Concept. I think it is. Why would they develop a black screen if the black screens weren't the future? Why didn't they develop a gray screen? So for all you people that came out there and said, oh yeah, he's right, gray screen. No, you don't know jack at the end of the day. Again, you don't know jack, you don't know Jill, and you don't know the hill they both came down. You don't know nothing at all, period, to make a statement that way. A black is the technology, is the more advanced technology. The darker the screen, the more expensive, the more advanced the technology is. It all comes down to that contrast level. That's what it comes down to. If that was the case, why in the world would Black Diamond, that Screen Innovation, make a black screen? They already had a gunmetal screen, but they made a screen darker than the gunmetal. They made an actual black screen. So why would they do that? If gray screen was the #1 screen, why would Daylight? Daylight was known for making gray screens and white screens. They made a super dark screen called the Parallax. It got under the table. Why would they even bother making a darker screen if the gray screen was a future screen? What about Elite screens? The Dark Star 9. Elite makes light screens and gray screens. Why did they invest the money into a darker screen called the Dark Star 9 if the gray screen was a future screen? There you go. People tell you what they want to tell you because at the end of the day, they know that we're right and they're wrong, but they'll tell you anything to tell you something that's not going to work. That's why Daylight makes gray screens. They have a screen called the, what's it called? Cinema Gray. They have one. I know, I tested it. It's a light gray screen. But that's not their expensive screen. What about the Cinema Gray 3D or 5D? That's a mid gray. That's darker than the other screen they have, was the Cinema Gray. That's not their expensive screen. They're like $1,500, $1,600. The Dark Star 9, on the other hand, is darker than all of them, and that costs $3,000. Hey, what about Diamond? Diamond makes some lighter screens. They do, but they're not their expensive screens. Expensive screens are the darker ones. They cost between $3 and $5 grand. Now they got a black one. I think it's called the Concept. I'm pretty sure I got it right. I hope it's in right. The Concept. They got a black screen now. So where's this whole future thing in gray screens? That's why I said at the end of the day, y'all have got to upgrade big time. Because, man, if it takes one of those companies, Diamond already has one, they're going to trigger the effect. The other screens, sooner or later, they're going to have black screens. That's all you're going to see now is the top grade screens being black. At least get a charcoal, at least. The gray paints, they don't cut it. And then the worst thing is, they think at the end of the day that I would be the worst enemy. No, your worst enemy is Home Depot, Benjamin Moore, Sherman-Williams. Should I go on? That's your nightmare right there. Because any of those gray tones can run and match your stuff. Especially that Network Gray 773. That stuff is brutal. I'm glad that I got out of the game of gray screen before that thing popped up. Because, man, that screen has multiple the black levels in there. Even though it was never made for a screen paint. It was never made to be a screen paint at any given time. It's just made for a regular gray wall. That's all it's designed for. But those black levels in there can match multiple shades. So if you make paint that has roughly in the scoop line of black paint, anywhere from 2 to 3 it'll match it. That's majority of most paint on the market right now. 2 to 3 scoops of black paint. That Network Gray will match it. And then that's not the worst of it. Network Gray has a 235 color, I guess what they call it, color, sample color. That's freaking berserk because it goes everywhere from mid-gray to dark gray to light to mid-gray. Again, it can match any paint on any level. So you got a charcoal gray, that thing can get with your paint. Yeah, good luck on that. One coat application dries extremely fast, which I've used it for priming and stuff like that. It's good. Mind you, now, the person who did the review on it and matched it sat there and said on camera, he said the one thing that he does have right, this is why be careful about things you say out of your mouth before, you don't test anything. You can't be saying things so you'll embarrass yourself on camera. You really can't. You'll embarrass yourself on camera. So be careful about blowing things out of proportion. But I caught in the video where he said that, oh, the one thing he did have right, it makes a good primer. You literally just called your product a primer. If you match that, if you ran into the fact of matching that thing, yeah, you called yourself a primer. That's what you did. Almost as worse as when the man sat there in the middle of the Titanic and said, not even God can sink this ship. Not the kind of things you say when you're launching a ship. That's something you do not say. And he cursed himself. Cursed the ship at that. Ship sunk. You know what he did? He didn't get any life rafts. He went in the bottom. He shot himself. Couldn't live with what he just said. Yeah, that's why you gotta be careful about things you say. And make sure anytime you make those statements that your stuff is test it. Test it. Wouldn't be bringing God into it, but yeah, test it. Like that Tesla car, where they said it was bulletproof. Somebody shot that thing with a 50K sniper rifle. I watched that thing punch holes all through that thing. What was the other one? A couple of things I watched. Oh, they were supposed to be submersible. Yeah, that ain't go well. That thing flooded like there was no tomorrow. It might have just been made out of novo paper. That thing flooded. They get stuck in snow. Somebody did one. They said, "Are they easy to pull?" No, he wanted to use I guess what do you call them? I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, to pull it, and it tore the whole back. He said it tore the whole back of it off. Yeah, and on top of that, they run the problem with the battery issue. How do you not understand that if you go out in extreme cold, what happens to batteries in extreme cold? They get drained. Everybody knows that one. So if you make a car that runs off a battery, didn't we test this in any kind of weatherproof chamber to see whether or not if the battery would drain on the car? You know how jacked up that is? To get in the car and everything runs off that power source system, including your heat. You know what happens? You end up in a freezer box. you will freeze to death and die in a vehicle like that. Because again, if the heat goes out, how are you going to heat yourself in the car? If your heat goes out. I've been in a car without heating in the middle of winter. Gee, was it's cold in them jokers at the end of the day. That is no joke when that heat goes out. So if your system freezes and it turns into a brick, how are you going to heat? How are you going to stay warm in the car? In a gas car, you can stay warm. They don't run off the same source. Battery and gas is two different things. It runs off all electric. So the electric goes out. That means bottom line, your heat goes out with it. Yep. So, not a good idea. So that's what happened when they had that real bad cold snap. All those cars turned into brick. I know, because I have a friend of mine who has one. It's an $80,000 Tesla BMW. And his wife has a Hellcat. Guess who he was driving around for the last couple of days? He was driving a Hellcat. Yep. Does he have the car anymore? Nah, he been got rid of that. He got rid of that the minute it bricked. Before that whole thing went on with him carrying on it with politics, and he got rid of it because it bricked. He paid all that money for that car, and that thing was sitting in his driveway. He parked it out in the driveway, went back in to get something, and the car was dead. He had to push it back into the driveway to try to get it back in. And they had to bring somebody out to help him push that vehicle back in. He was so mad at the end of the day over that. All that money he spent. That's what you drive around now. I hear a purring in the background. He had the Hellcat. So I got the Hellcat. I said, how you like it? He said, I love it. I'm freaking in love. He bought one too. So him and his wife got matching Hellcats. Yep. He never got inside it. He never drove it, nothing, because he figured it was destroying the environment. Man, the environment's been wrecked a long time ago. I'm sorry to say, but the Renaissance era destroyed that one. And everything else between the 80s and the aerosol cans and all that stuff, yeah, y'all wrecked that thing a long time ago, especially the industrial age with all that fossil fuel pumping through all those freaking locomotives and the industrial age of factories and everything, pumping all that coal into the air. Yeah, when coal was the main source of energy, yeah, you wrecked that one a long time ago. You really did. That's gone. The fact we're still here is only God's grace that we're still here breathing. But that's been gone. You read the Industrial Revolution, where coal became the main source of energy. They burned a lot of that stuff in those factories, and that stuff pumped all into the air. So yeah, you killed that off a long time ago. But I see how the car's got that whole thing where when I first time I walked in my car and I heard it shut off, I was like, what the freak is wrong with this vehicle? I'm like, oh man, that's bad. And it turned back on, so that's what they do. They shut off now, so you're not staying, you're stalling, and you're just burning. I mean, at least they're trying to help it some way, but yeah, it kind of wrecked that one a long time ago. Yeah. It's a difference between back then when a cowboy can get off his horse, take his hat, and drink from a lake. Try that today, and you'll kill yourself. There are all kinds of jacked up parasites, whatever, be in your body. But yeah, can't do that now today. Can't even eat snow anymore either, because snow is actually dangerous to eat. I was a kid, you could eat snow. Can't eat snow now. Snow will kill you. At one point, snow will come down a different color. Like, what the freak? Why is snow green? Okay. Oh, well. That's why you can smell rain. Rain smells funny. It doesn't even smell pure anymore. It smells funny. Whew. That's one thing I noticed up here. The air up here is way better because we're close to the mountains. That's why. Much better. Especially if you have respiratory issues. I don't have any more, but if you have them, this is a fantastic place. Anywhere up and in the mountains where it's cold, especially the Poconos. Yeah. Like I said, I'm a history junkie. I study all that crazy stuff. Especially with Assassin's Creed and that particular, what was it? What Assassin's Creed was that? Oh man. Unity. That's my shot. Unity. That's my favorite. Assassin's Creed. Talks about the industrial area revolution, where basically had a lot of kids working in factories and labor laws and problems they had back then. Yeah. I might play that again. I love freaking Assassin's Creed, man. That freaking Unity is a bomb. Unity. It's funny because every time I stab somebody, I'm like, Unity. If you ever watched, I know some of y'all probably remember that Charlie Murphy stories with Rick James and how he punched him in the face with that ring that had Unity on it. Everybody's telling me I stabbed somebody in freaking Assassin's Creed, like, Unity. Man, I love Assassin's Creed. It's a good game. It's a really good game. Learn a lot about history in it too. I think that's the only game. I hate stealth games, but that's the one game I love to stealth in. I would do stealth in that game all day long. Yep, he just awesome, especially when you meet the villain of the game. Like, ah, I can't wait to poke the daylights out of that guy. I'm gonna just stab him good. Oh man, I love Unity. Unity. I'm gonna go back and beat that again. I've got to finish. I still got a partner I got to finish, and I've been putting it off and putting it off. I put it off for like a year. I got to go back and play it. The Assassin's Creed, the one you play as a Roman soldier. I got the DLC where you get to play in Atlantis. I haven't been in Atlantis yet. Believe it or not, I had that game for longer than that. When it first came out, I hadn't been to Atlantis yet. I keep putting it off. I'm gonna go in. What time we got? I gotta get back. I'm gonna go in and finish that Atlantis board because I'm curious what goes on in there. Like what's going on in that underwater city, which I don't even know. So I had to go in there and check it out. I want to look at any videos. All right, let's do one more in here. I'll do this right here. So at least I got some good ideas out of this right here, the mesh material. Which I don't know why I waited so long. It sat over there for like the longest time. I crumbled it up and I threw it in the corner. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this or not. Now I'm glad I did. I really got to start exploring stuff that I have sitting in the back. Okay, so we got tomorrow. We're going to work more on the mesh. Definitely. And this is, the new surface we're designing for our new hologram screen, which is also going to evolve the technology on here and some other stuff we're going to be working on. More likely, these are going to be our samples right here, these sizes we have right here. Let's get ready to go. Taking that mesh with me when I go back. I'm definitely going to play around with that. I got a projection system set up. Now we're gonna fold it up a little better because we got a chance to play around with this thing, which I should have did this a while ago. I'm gonna do some black on black demonstrations next to a test so we can show that. I want to make sure it doesn't come up anywhere near black paint because we don't want that at all, period. It's the last thing we want. That's why our stuff has to be tested. That's one of the tests you have to do first on anything. And again, I can't express this enough. This is one of the tests I look for when people are claiming to have these tests done. I ask whatchamacallit that question. I asked Smarter Surface that question. Did they do a black on black test? Did you test your product against black paint, black fabrics, black films to see how close it would come up matching this? And they were like, yes, we did. No, they did not. That's how I had it, and I did the test myself. No, you did not. You did not indeed. You did not indeed. You have to do those tests. The last thing you want to do is be at a show somewhere. Somebody goes, hey, walk in front of your screen with a gray hoodie just to be nasty and do that. Yeah. All right, people, I got to go. I'm happy. We got some new stuff going to be testing tomorrow. We got the new fabric surface. I definitely want to be playing around with this a lot more. Definitely want to submerge this thing. Oh, I might submerge this thing in water. Yeah, see how cut a piece of that off and submerge it in water. That'd be nice to do. Got to take it back. The other one, first we get done coating, I got to take it to the laundry mat, wash that one again, and see how that reacts. All right, got to go. Thank you for your time. Of course, we thank our Lord and Savior for the amazing, blessed technology. Of course, without Him, without Him, none of this would be possible. Got to go. Thank you all, and God bless.